Hey everyone, I'm Steph,
And I'm Megan.
and welcome to another episode of Late Night Reads.
This week we are diving into the magical world of romantasy and covering Freed by K.A. Riley. We love K.A. Riley.
We do. So let's talk about why we selected Freed. So we're huge fans of the Thrall series. We started reading the first book, Thrall, for our very first podcast episode, and it quickly turned into an obsession.
The obsession, addiction. Yes, we need it.
Yes, we need all of the books and we need them now. And
Yes.
then after the cliffhanger and Chain, we had to know what role the Sisterhood of Assassins were going to play in the series, how Sylvan would be dealt with, what could happen to Bastian, because K.A. Riley loves to emotionally destroy us. We are
Oh.
still months, this happened months ago, not over
Yeah,
Thorne's death and Queen. Like,
I know.
I think that was the hardest I saw while reading a book this entire year.
I think I threw it across the room. I was so
You did.
pissed.
Like, so I was like anticipating you were going to hurt me. I mean, I'm here
Mhm.
for it, but
Yes,
also,
we'll sign up. But yeah.
correct. And then we just believe that everyone needs to know about this series and the phenomenal world building that K.A. Riley creates. It's one of our top reads of the entire year.
Yes, hands down. And here are a few things that you should know about our dear friend that we love to talk about all the time, the author K.A. Riley. She is a Canadian, so we'd love to support our friends across the border. What up, Canada? Hey, hey. She has written both adult and young adult books, so keep that in mind when you look at her other books. This one, however, is definitely for adults. We got some NSFW content here. She is super active on social media, including TikTok, and does not shy away from sharing her beliefs because we love an outspoken woman, and we are very much the same way. And she has written more than 40 books within the fantasy genre, with all of them being part of various series. So if you like one, check out the other ones. Lots of stuff to work with there.
So before we jump into discussing this book, a couple of key reminders. This episode will contain spoilers. We assume if you're listening, you've read this book. We also assume that you've read the previous 5 books in the series because we will mention things from them. So you have been warned. This book also contains topics that may be sensitive for some readers that we will talk about: anxiety, assault, blood, death, kidnapping, murder, and violence.
Just a few, just very light topics there. But now let's talk tropes. Step, we have fated mates. So, of course, besides the obvious of Shara and Thorne, we have Soleia and Bastian. They are tethered mates, so they feel this extremely strong bond together where they can feel each other's emotions and they cannot keep their hands off each other. And we don't mind that. We are here for that. That's perfect. Hands everywhere, please, all the time. Then next we have forbidden love. Unfortunately, a siphon and a blade bonding can cause a major problem because the siphon's mind and body start attacking itself. That's pretty difficult, isn't it? Doesn't get much more forbidden than like literally almost dying because of the person you love. So we're kind of like, are they going to break their bond? Are they going to make a new bond? What's going on? But keep your hands on each other, please. We love it. And then we have Chosen One. So we have known since Change that Soleil is part of a prophecy to save the peaks, similar to kind of what we saw with Shara in the first 3 books in the Thrall series. So this is very much intensified throughout the book because both Soleil and Bastian need to play major roles in saving the land. How it's all going to work out, you'll find out. And then lastly, we have Touch Her and Die. So, since we first met Bastian and Bound, he's been extremely protective of Soleil, and that only increases with each book in the series. Definitely doesn't stop here. He is going to make sure the world burns if anything happens to his lovely lady.
Yay.
Yay.
All right, in terms of every magical twist, there's a lot that goes on. It starts out the way all books should. Bastian and Soleil are in bed, and I was like, where are we going? Hello.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Yes, please. Yeah, love it.
And I just absolutely loved it. I was like, thank you. I mean, we don't get a spicy scene right away, but I was also like, I like where this is headed. And they're discussing their future because Sylvan is very much still a problem. A threat to them. He's a threat to Aimee. He's a threat to Karis. He's a threat to like civilization in general. And Bastian is doing what I like to call like flamingo, sticking his head in the sand, going like, what if we just leave the peaks and let someone else deal with the crazy demigod? And I'm like, what if you did? But unfortunately, Soleil is like a good person, and she's like, we shouldn't let like leave people to die because like what could happen if the depths can't provide food to people there as well as people above ground. And I'm like, I mean, greater good, I get it. But also, there's a hot man saying, hey, do you want to get out of here?
I mean,
I'm just
maybe,
saying.
that's an option too.
I mean, the book would be way shorter, but
True. They'd be like, the end, done.
correct. And it doesn't help that Soleil cannot stop thinking about this mural she saw while in the depths that seems to showcase her and another person who at this point she believes is Aimee in the book. And she feels like this is a prophecy, and we love prophecies on the show. And Karis believes it was possibly put there to manipulate Soleil because that's what Sylvan loves to do. And I'm like, well, touche. Touche.
Yeah.
And if anyone should know that, it is Karis. She was very manipulated by him for a very long time. And then Karis, you don't see her a ton in the book, but in the beginning, she has one of my favorite lines where she talks about Bastian and Soleil being chaos addicts. And I think everyone has met one of those people in their lives that they like chaos, they like the drama, they're addicted to it. And no matter how much the two of them want to fantasize about living on a secluded island, they would be bored in like an hour and would never leave the people of the peaks without a fight.
I'm a chaos addict when it comes to the books. Like, I want to read the book.
Correct.
I don't want it in my life. I don't need that chaos in my life.
No, I do not.
Yeah.
I would like to be on a secluded island with a bunch of books.
Yes, please. Let's sign us up for that. That'd be great.
Yes.
But however, that doesn't happen for them either. Because the next morning, the weather continues to get warm. And you're like, oh, okay, this is kind of nice. However, Bastian is starting to look very, very pale. Like, he's like looking like he needs to see the sunshine, and it's like real bad. But this is starting to remind Soleil of the sickness that he had while he was in the depths. Because again, siphons can't live down there in the depths. It's like very toxic for them. She can also start to sense this like pain coming from him, and it's due to their tether bond. So Bastian does admit that while he thinks that leaving the peaks would be a great idea, he knows he can't actually do it. And then he tells her that Evan Graves is now coming to the house to meet with them. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, he's coming over here to meet with us right now? She's like, we have other things going on. Like, she starts questioning him about like how his veins are starting to turn black. And he claims like, oh no, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. And he makes her promise to protect Aimee no matter what happens. And she's like, I don't know if that means what you think it means. Like, you're telling me you're fine, but please take care of my niece.
In case I die.
In case you die. Yeah, it's like, I think you're maybe not fine. So we're going to table this for later, but we're going to talk about it, buddy.
He's Bastian in that moment is that Giphy where you're in the room, it's on fire, and it's just like, this is fine. He's just like, it's fine. I'm just sipping my coffee. It's fine.
Yeah. But then to top it off, he's also starting to suggest to Soleil that she would be better off if she weren't even around him. And she's like, yeah, you're so funny. But then she's like, oh my God, he's serious. He's so serious. He really like wants to push her away. Because she's starting to notice now that she's starting to lose her tethered like sense to him. Like, she can't feel his pain all of a sudden. He's literally starting to like pull away from her. And now I'm starting to worry, is K.A. Riley about to do us dirty like she did in Queen and kill Bastian? I'm like, girl, no. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
I was like, I know, and I was really worried that if she did do it, she wouldn't bring him back this time. And I was like, I swear to God, if you kill Bastian, like, I can't handle that before the holidays.
No, like, really can't. Not gonna happen. So then Soleil finds Shara, and Shara attempts to convince Soleil that things are going to be fine, things are going to get better, it's going to be okay. And she's like alluding to how much Shara and Thorne's bond was tested in the past, which is true. It was very much so. She's like, okay, all right, I'm trusting you, my big sis, who I've just recently met. It's going to be okay.
But has Shara ever told her that, FYI, I thought Thorne died?
Right. She's like, I don't know. Maybe they had a girls' night where they like did a recap of each other's stories, but I don't know if she shared that specifically.
I know she's mentioned like, I've had pain and like, if your bond is broken, you would know it's indescribable. But I'm like, but that's different than like, hey, I thought the love of my life died for like a long period of time. Yeah.
It's like, you would think. I get the sense that she has not
dove
deep into those details. Yeah. So then Soleil tells Shara about Bastian's paleness and all about the black veins, and Shara offers to have Mercutio and Thorne take a look at him, even if Bastian doesn't want them to. So we're like, okay, thank you for at least like stepping in and being like, you know what? Maybe you'll talk to another dude, or, a little tiny, like, mouse and see what we can do. She's like, you want to talk to me? Talk to them. Fine. And then Soleil mentions how Bastian is starting to cut her off from the feelings of his emotions, and she's worried now that Bastian wants to sever their bond, which would be devastating. And Shara does mention that Soleil would know if that really happened, because that is worse than having a limb being cut off of you. Like, really bad. And again, starting to really worry about what's going to happen with Bastian. Starting to not trust K.A. Riley anymore. I'm like,
I feel like she's like baguettes hitting us over the head. Like, bad things are about to happen, ladies. And I'm just like, I mean,
be careful. And I'm like,
I know, but also,
no one is safe.
No one is safe.
Mm-mm.
So then Shara introduces Soleia to this calling cube, which allows the Sisterhood to call upon members when they need their help. And I immediately want to know, why does Shara have one? Is she a member of the Sisterhood? Why else would she have access to a calling cube? It's specifically mentioned how it's come in handy to her over the last few years. And she last used it a year ago. And I'm like, that's not enough information. I have questions. It's very suspicious. I'm going to have...
It's like the first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. The first rule of the Sisterhood is you don't talk about the Sisterhood.
Or the calling cube.
Or the calling
cube. Which
cube.
I imagined was like a Rubik's Cube in my mind.
Yeah, I'm just like...
Correct.
Dial green for so-and-so.
That's what I was like, you just like flip it all green and then it calls one of them or something. I'm like, but I have questions about this. We'll get to it in theories.
Yeah.
So then Shara and Soleia also briefly discuss how to handle all of Sylvan's followers because they're very loyal to Sylvan. We saw that in the previous book. And Soleia assumes they'll need to build a massive army to fight Sylvan. And I'm like, where are you going to get all these people from? And Shara's like, a little truth at the right moment can have a huge impact. And I'm like, well, that's kind of what you and Thorne did in Queen and Cravan. So I kind of get that. Especially because she reminds us that Sylvan is merely using mind control on all of these people. So his influence is a large illusion. And I would tell you, like, that was the point where I felt like this book is such a perfect representation of what is happening in the world today. And I was just like,
there's an illusion out here that we need to have other people be broken from.
Correct. A lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Yes.
More to come.
Anyway, Shara then also shares more about the Sisterhood, which we anticipate will continue to kind of play a role in the next book. Like, we're going to learn a little bit more about that when we deep dive into the Sisterhood world. So basically, in another land, leaders had imprisoned young girls simply for existing.
Great.
And then they are sold off to then marry and bear children. And they are never allowed to speak. Double great. And they're never allowed to speak of their imprisonment. They are not allowed to resist their husbands or use their powers. And if they defy these rules, then they're killed. Oh, great.
Oh,
cool.
Great.
Awesome. So the Sisterhood was literally born from a rebellion against the oppressive men and their lies, and was created to ensure that it never happened again. Amazing. Can we get that here? Can we? Please and thank you. I would like to RSVP. Yes. Yeah. And Shara then tells her sister that she has previously worked with a Umbramancer from the Sisterhood, who is an expert assassin and moves in literal shadows. Like, she's a shadow mama, if you will.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, are we going to call her a shadow mama? Because I kind of love
shadow
that.
Shadow mama? Or shadow lady?
Ooh, I like, which shadows. One? I like kind of like shadow lady.
Shadow lady.
I kind of like that.
I like it.
Okay. Unfortunately, Thorne does not have great news. And I started to wonder, when does Thorne have great news?
I feel like he only has bad news.
That's what I feel like. He always comes in, I have bad news.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised, Thorne. So, because Bastian is a Siphon, and Siphons are usually solitary creatures, when he found his tether mate in Soleia, their powers started to intensify, which we saw with Shara and Thorne. However, this is slightly problematic, because a Siphon bonding with a blade can have a rare adverse effect, where the bond attacks the Siphon's body and mind. And I was like, oh, is that part of my family? Because I feel like if it's rare and adverse, it must happen. You must be related to me, because that's what happens. So, as
an autoimmune disorder is what he's got going on.
Right. I was just like, great. You fell in love and now your body wants to kill you. That feels right.
Cool. So you're allergic to love. That sucks.
You're right? No, just allergic to loving this person. He could love someone else. He could
True.
love Bianca.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm.
but
I don't think she could understand either.
Medically, he could love her.
Yeah.
So as the bond grows, the attacks grow. So the greater their connection. Basically, every time they have sex, the more Bastions will struggle. Which
Oh
I'm like,
no.
that's like double punishment.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sucks.
It's no fun.
So the only way is to stop it is for Soleia to sever the bond. And I'm just like, great, thanks, Thorne. And Soleia's like, I don't want to think about that. And Shara's like, well, it's better than Bastian dying. Breaking the bond will keep him alive, even if they're apart. And I'm like, no. Like, I mean, yes, but also, how are you acting like that's an acceptable solution?
But I want to be dead then, because that would suck so much for me. So it's a lose-lose.
Dead inside.
Yes.
So then Soleia goes to see Bastian in the library, and she makes him promise that he'll be okay, even if it's a lie. And that's when he reveals this silver bracer that Thorne gave him, which is supposed to help like prevent some of the effects of their bond, at least for now. And I'm like, well, that's also vague as fuck. So not for very long. And I'm like, so maybe like a couple of days is what I'm thinking. No, like in that conversation, his pain starts coming back from a flare up. And I'm just like, oh God, this is really bad. And then Bastian's like, Soleia, I want you to meet me in the garden for a night to remember. And I'm like, hello. I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Can we go now?
To remember.
I know it's like daytime, but
let's just go right now. Right.
I'm free.
Yeah. Nothing's happening. Let's go. I wish. So in the evening, they wait. And Bastian has arranged a very romantic date for the two of them in the garden, which is so, so cute. And it does lead to our first spicy scene of the book. Thank God. Where Bastian goes down on Soleil and she returns the favor. And then he fucks her. Yay. Love it. It's the perfect evening. It's the perfect night. Perfect date. April 25th. Perfect date. Until some of Sylvan's minions show up because the lightbringer wants what is rightfully his. I'm sorry, Sylvan, maybe you need this reminder, but women and children are not property and they are not yours. However, turns out they actually don't want Aimee, because that's the whole time they're thinking, like, she's here for Aimee, like, he's going to take her away and, like, make her the next lightbringer and, like, steal her power and blah, blah, blah. No, they want Soleil. Apparently, Sylvan has realized that Soleil needs to join him in the depths so that her family can be spared, is what he says. Like, not buying it. And also, Bastian is not buying it. And he's not pleased with this idea. And he's like, fuck off. No way.
No. My woman. See, when he says mine, I like it. Right?
Yeah.
It's all about the delivery. It's the messenger that really changes the feeling behind it. Okay, so there's a lot that happens in the garden during this attack. Lots of breadcrumbs. So there's like a sphere of blue flame sent towards Bastian. And I was like, oh, great. When Karis tried to burn him alive with the blue flame, this feels familiar. And then Bastian hurls a dark bolt of braided shadows. And I was like, excuse me? What? We have shadows? Are we a shadow daddy now? Like a real shadow daddy?
And what else can we do with those shadows?
Correct. And so I started immediately going, I have questions. I have thoughts. I have hopes and dreams about how shadows might be used.
So many hopes and dreams and fantasies.
Right? I know. So, and then one of the intruders drops a shimmery powder into the air, which I immediately thought was probably fucking glitter. Right? Like gets everywhere. That
glitter bomb.
Right? Just glitter bombs.
God damn it.
It's on you for days. And it's the same shit that Sylvan uses in the depths to control people, which makes Soleia feel like euphoric, which, I mean, she should. She just had great sex. But also, Bastian starts to get the sickness again. So he's like struggling to fight this effects more than he did in the depths because he's also combating what's happening to him internally because of his bond. So then Soleia decides to use her poisoner powers to kill one of the intruders. And I was like, you go, girl. I'm so proud of you for that. Because she's like been kind of against killing. You know? Like she's not liked it. And I'm just like, they deserve it. Then another intruder claims that Bastian cannot fight the sickness and each dose will bring him closer to death. Because they keep dosing him with this glitter shit. So the only option is to let Soleil go and sever their bond. And if Bastian chooses to fight Sylvan, then he will die. And I'm like, I mean, says every bad guy ever, right? And then he continues to try and summon this mist, and he keeps getting doused with more of the powder. Which I'm like, dude, you've got to give up at some point. And then the intruder mentions how Soleil can feel Bastian's pain and knows their bond is tearing his body apart. And then he calls Soleil nothing more than Bastian's curse, but she can save him and the Peaks if she goes with them. And I'm like, stop trying to manipulate her and use her good nature against her.
Right?
Right? Stop. Stop it. And then Bastian's like in an incredible pain that Soleil can actually feel. And she's about to be dragged away by one of the intruders until a mysterious voice tells Bastian to call on the power deep inside him. And I'm like, excuse me, what?
Where the fuck is
Where's
that
the voice coming
yeah.
from? But also, what do you mean the power deep inside of him? And then a figure made of shadows appears behind Bastian and kills some of the intruders while Soleil poisons the other. And I'm like, this gave me Blood and Ash vibes. This gave me Fall of Ruin and Wrath vibes. I am just like, what is going on? I am here for it. I'm excited by this. But I'm he has shadows?
He has shadows?
It's deep inside
we have Shadow Daddy?
Hi.
Shadow Daddy? Hello.
We're already interested. Now we're more interested, right? Well, and we
doubled down on it.
We did double down. And we also have kind of wondered if there was more to Bastian than we've been told in the previous two books. So we've theorized that a couple of times. Like there's something else going on with him. And I think we thought it was a secret. I don't think he knew this.
No, I don't think he even knew. He's like, whoa, what? Huh?
Yeah.
So then Shara and Thorne show up, wanting to know what happened. And it's like they're there and they're like, hi, we're here. And it's like, okay, well, you're 5 minutes late to the party. Thanks so much. We could have really used your help earlier. What were you two doing? Probably the same thing.
Yeah. Probably
the same thing. And then Shara starts to learn about the voice that they heard in the garden that apparently called out, for Bastian to call on his powers. And Shara's like, I wonder. And then just cuts herself off. We're like, what? You wonder what? What do you know? Is this a breadcrumb? Is this a breadcrumb that you're thinking like your Umbermancer friend may have shown up and like maybe they said that? And maybe Bastian does have more powers than we originally all thought? Share with the class, please, Shara. We would like to know. We'd like to know. So then when Soleil gets to be alone with Shara, she tells her how she felt something tear apart inside of her. Like literally like a rip from her soul. And Shara assures her, like, no, like, you're still tethered with Bastian. But Soleil is starting to question if, like, there might be a force out there that's telling her to let Bastian go. Which I really hope not. I'm like, no, don't let him go. You love him.
I don't like that.
Don't do that. Don't listen to that voice. It's a bad voice. Tell it to go away. Go away. Intrusive thoughts. Go away. But then they also realize Karis and Aimee are gone. They're like, did someone take them? Like, what happened? It's like, no, they're gone by their own choosing. They left. Karis really wanted to get Aimee out of harm's way and appears to have done so, which honestly, don't blame her. Don't blame her one bit.
I would have not stayed as long as she did. I would have been like, we are getting the hell out of this crazy shithole.
The second we got out of the dips, I'm like, bye.
Yeah, bye.
Let's go. Like, let's go to Cravan. I don't know. Anywhere else. Anywhere would be better. So then the next day, 3 members of the Sisterhood have arrived. Hello. You got here very fast. That cube works very, very fast. And the Sisterhood plans to infiltrate the depths and work on spreading the truth about everything that has happened there to the people. And they're then also going to work with the existing rebels who are already down there in the depths to help spread the message and like turn people back around to the right side of things, basically.
They have a hard job in front of them.
They really do. Good luck.
So then Evan Graves, Bianca, and David show up for this meeting, and Bastian takes the lead. He's like, taking command, even though Evan Graves is really in charge of the Peaks, right? And he calls out the deception that Evan has created and the consequences of the depths losing its power. And I'm like, great way to start the meeting. Let's poke the bear. Cool.
Great.
Bastian argues to tell the people in the Peaks the truth about what's been going on. And all I thought was, that won't go well. Like,
no.
That won't. Mm-mm. People who have been believing lies for a long time don't like it when they find out the truth, and oftentimes don't believe the truth when it's presented as facts. So
yes, you're like here, truth. This is the truth. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No,
but on Facebook,
But on Facebook, the internet.
This guy on Reddit told me.
Mm-hmm.
His favorite things.
Right,
Bianca
yes.
suggests that they should kill or appease Sylvan. I'm like, okay, Bianca, I highly doubt you're going to be involved in that. But the only problem to that line of thinking is Sylvan can't be killed without putting forth someone who has, like, who can usurp his powers, another lightbringer, which at this point is Aimee, a child. So I feel like Bianca's like, we should just kill him and make Aimee do it. Or we can give him whatever he wants. And I'm just like, you are not helpful.
Both of those options seem bad.
Correct. And Evan argues that Aimee should just be brought into her full powers, just aged up, used to take over for Sylvan, because protecting one child is not worth sacrificing thousands. And I'm like, okay, I understand the line of thinking, right? Like, it's kind of like when you go to a hospital and you have to triage. I get that. I understand the concept of the greater good, but it's a child.
Yeah.
Like, are you...
No.
So, but no
you don't
worries,
do that
Amy's
to children.
Gone. So she's not an option.
Mm-hmm.
And then Soleia brings up the message that Saint previously told her. And we've kind of theorized about, like, there's something more with Saint. He knows things. And he says, like, that message was, the truth lies in the darkness. The obsidian sky must be revealed. And she questions if that was talking about Amy's powers or something else. And I'm like, well, if you're questioning it, it's definitely something else. And then Shara reminds them that the government should work for the people, but not the other way around. We could all use that reminder in a country in which we live in. And says one of the best lines, in my opinion, of the entire book. But have you ever tried convincing a whole population that they've been conned? People will literally die before admitting they've fallen victim to a scam.
Hey, Riley. Is there a certain country you are talking to at the moment? Can I come visit you in Canada and stay with you, please?
I mean...
Oh, boy. Yeah.
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 So then Soleia suggests using tactics similar to Sylvan to tell the people in the depths the truth, that they're willing to listen. Thorne's ability to mind control, which is like what we saw in Queen. And I'm just like, how is that better, you guys? Like,
That's true.
I get what you're saying, but also.
Yeah. Mind controlling people is not that much better.
Right?
That's kind of also not ideal.
Correct. And then Bianca's like, it's a great time to start over. I want to change the land for the better. And I'm like, great. And I want my husband to agree to let me have 6 dogs. Like, things that aren't going to happen.
I want a pony. It's not going to happen.
And I feel like that's Bianca. Like, she's just kind of like there. And I'm like, do better. Be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then David also brings up how one of the blades that they previously killed during the calling, because they like to do that, right? And televise it, like it was American Idol, claimed that something was going to change the peaks forever. And David assumed that he was a rambling fool and just insane. But he mentioned seeing an army of angels that came to liberate the peaks, bringing darkness and light, which is another breadcrumb for what happens at the end of the book and the role that Bella, who we adore, plays in it.
Yes.
And then Soleia questions if Aimee isn't the weapon. She can't explain why, but she feels that there's another way. And I'm like, that's called intuition. We should listen to it. Then the mysterious Umbrancer, Stray, shows up, and she's a fucking badass. I loved her. Like, from the moment she was on the page, I was like, please, please, please. The next book needs to be about you. Please do not give me a book about Bianca.
Please do not stray away from Stray. I want
Correct.
my Stray.
I adore her.
We'll give Stray a home.
Yes. I will read all of the books. But she believes the mural that Soleia saw in the depths didn't showcase the entire truth and alludes to there being a reason why Soleia ended up in the peaks. And I'm like, what do you mean? She was a child and brought to the peaks.
Yes.
Like, what do you know about the future? I know. And the meeting ends because a riot has happened in Caldwell that Evan and Bianca need to deal with. Stray's like, you need to go deal with your shit. And David should say the night in case any other blades from the depths show up. And I'm like, so is Stray now in charge? I think so.
Yeah, okay.
And then she makes a vague comment about how the next 24 hours will answer what's in store for Bastian and Soleia. And if Soleia wants to venture into the depths, then Bastian should let her. And I was like, do you want to get stabbed?
I mean, She probably wants to stab others.
Correct.
But do you want to be stabbed? No. Because
Right.
Bella's like, I want to go stab some people. Let's go.
This is why I like Bella. She's stabby.
She's very stabby.
She's very stabby.
And then we also learn from Stray that she does know one siphon who has survived the effects of a bond between a siphon and a blade, but he was not the same afterwards. She also mentions love and hating the same person, her favorite person in the world, and her greatest enemy, Rune, who I want to meet right now. I'm like, of course, we're going to meet him in the next book, but I'm like, Stray, you have a lot of history going on here with this guy Rune, and I feel like it's spicy, and I want more, and I want to find out what happens.
When she's like loving and hating someone the same person, and then she mentions like, I hate him, I want to kill him, but I also want to fuck him, and I was like, if we get hate fucking,
Hate fuck.
Like that's my 2026 wish.
It's like instead of enemies to lovers, it's lovers to enemies.
Yeah.
To lovers again.
Back to lovers. Yes, that's what I want.
Where are we going? I like it. Let's do it.
Give it to me.
Yes. So we want to meet him ASAP. But also, most importantly, Stray also believes that if Soleil stays with Bastian in the Peaks, then she will lose him. So basically, if Soleil really wants to save him, she needs to figure this shit out. She needs to figure out what her purpose is on the land and like maybe how she can save him later. I don't know. But then she does also reiterate, or Shara reiterates to Soleil, that she needs to walk away from Bastian if she sees him fading away, because it will literally be the only way for him to survive at that point. So she's like, again, living without Bastian will be hard, but it'd be easier than enduring a life without him because he's dead. So,
I mean,
again, not good options either way. I don't like them.
All these options suck. But
Yeah,
it's also
you're
like,
no,
give
next,
up your
no,
love
next.
life for the greater good. Okay, like,
I don't
can't someone else?
Yeah, right? She's like, can we just go to an island and someone else go deal with this shit? And you're like,
I don't want to go
No.
here.
right? Yeah, it's like, no, opt out, please, unsubscribe.
Yeah.
I know. And then on top of that, like, unfortunately, Bastian admits now that, like, their bond is killing them. I'm like, great. Now you've said it out loud. And that he's been trying to shield his pain from Soleil. And she's like, yeah, I know you've been doing that, you butthead. She's, like, so pissed. And he also has known all along that this could happen. Great. Thank you so much for sharing that now. He's like, well, I kind of underestimated the ability of love to bring me down. It's like, damn it. And so now Soleil knows she has to leave Bastian because, like, even though, like, he won't be happy without her, he'll at least be breathing and he'll be alive. I'm like,
I mean,
girl.
But I was like, God damn it, Bastian. Like, you knew this could happen and you didn't bother to tell me. Like,
right? I don't know if it would have changed anything, honestly. I think she still would have
It wouldn't
fallen.
have. It probably would have made them fall harder and faster.
Yeah.
Right? Because then it would have been more forbidden. It'd be like double forbidden. Which
Double
you
forbidden.
and I, right? We'd be like, yes.
Be like,
100%.
yes. Shadow Daddy, double forbidden, please.
Touch her and die. Like, all the things.
Yes, all the things.
So then Soleil's like, let's go to the depths. Because why the fuck not?
Why wouldn't we go?
She can immediately feel the magic that Sylvan uses down there to control everything, trying to make her happy when she wants to feel miserable. That's like when people try and cheer you up and you're like, no, I just want to sit in my grief and pain for a couple of days. Like, leave me alone. I want to be sad. Because sometimes you just need to be sad for a little bit. And then she can also hear her name being called and decides to follow it. And then Bella's like, this feels like a trap. And I'm like, do we not learn?
We should listen to Bella. We should really listen to Bella.
When she tells us to not follow people who randomly call our name, when she tells us to stab people.
Do it.
But of course, Soleil doesn't listen. And it's definitely a trap. And one of Sylvan's Goonies, who plans to take her directly to him. And then it's like, but then it's weirdly like Sylvan in this light figure version, like shows up demanding Soleil a promise to serve him. And I'm like, we don't serve men, number one. No. 2, ew. And then I was like, when you say serve him, like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
You also have a lot of baby mamas. So I just am like, ugh. Then another voice claims
thanks, Nick Cannon. We're not signing up for that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And then
No
there's
thanks.
another voice that claims how Soleia isn't his to claim. And then the Sylvan figure vanishes. And I'm like, ooh, is it Bastian? No, it's Stray, because she's followed Soleia into the depths to keep an eye on her. I feel like she's like, you're probably going to make bad choices. You need a babysitter. And you're not wrong, Stray. You're not wrong.
Not.
And because Stray's like, your first act down here was basically to surrender yourself to Sylvan. Like, this is why I had to come here. I'm like, well,
it's like, well. If it's not the consequences of my own actions, I guess I do need a babysitter. Yeah. So then during this conversation with Stray, we learn a lot of information that is very, very relevant to this entire book, likely breadcrumbs for the next one. Let's find out. So, Stray believes that Sylvan may want Soleil to become his, taking advantage of her, of course. We're like, ew. No, thank you. I do not want to go there. And that Soleil needs to figure out why Sylvan wants her, and like specifically also why he wants her and Bastian separated. It's like, their bond is already fractured. We know this. So it's like, but why does he want to push that even more? God figured these answers out. And people now assume that Stray is a seer, obviously, because she knows a lot more than she should. But she alludes it's just, honestly, thanks to her, like, bird, Nero, that, like, flies around, that, like, tells her things. It's kind of like her little version of, like, Pilot. Yeah. She's like, he just tells me a lot of stuff. Like, I don't actually, like, know the future. But I call false on that. I think she does. But the first thing, I mean, honestly, if you knew somebody who knew the future, people would be bugging them all the time, right?
Yeah,
so maybe
that's
she's
true.
just hiding that to be like, I'm not going to tell you the future. And also, I don't want to be responsible for the future.
Yeah.
So that's true. But she's got her little birdie, Nero, who just flies around, which is nice. And she doesn't, like, technically deny being a seer. But again, she just mentions, like, this is what people think. And that's what people talk about in front of my bird. Okay, sure. Okay.
Sure.
So then there's a combination basically of Soleil and Bella who show the entire mural to Stray, because again, it's been like destroyed. So it's like, let me show it to you via my mind. And Stray immediately notices some very faint text like from one of the shadows. And she can see it says, from one shadow come two. You're like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
About two shadows come many? Like after darkness comes light? So she's like trying to figure this out. She's like, this phrase is very different and very important. I think there's more to this than we are letting on. And again, Stray, you're just very, very smart. And she connects all of this to something called the Book of the Binding, which is literally a book that outlines the various powers of all the tethers in the world. And it also contains some prophecies. We need to
Give me the book.
Give me the book. I need to know what's in this book.
K.A. Riley, we expect you to write this book.
Right? Oh man, that'd be so great. Give me a Book of the Binding, please.
Yes.
And then Stray believes that this mural was altered, honestly, before Soleil ever saw it, and believes that the Book of Binding will contain the original version, which might be a way then to end Sylvan. So just gotta find a copy, no problem. And Stray also gives Soleil her Shadow Blade, very nice, commenting that it will serve her well when the time comes. And now I'm starting to question if Soleil perhaps herself was an Umbermancer at this point, because how else can she hold this Shadow Blade?
Correct. Also, where do you get a Shadow Blade? They're freaking cool.
Shadow market?
I guess, right? You have to be a Shadow Lady.
Yeah.
So in the Archivist, Soleil runs into Saint because he's apparently everywhere that she is.
Yeah.
He puts an air tag on her. And he continues to age thanks to the power that Soleil used on him in the last book. And Saint has the Book of the Binding, because of course he does.
Of course he does.
But he's going to give it to her. And the mural is in there with some key differences. So the biggest one shows hundreds of shadows, people identical in shape and size, another breadcrumb for what we see at the end. Saint doesn't know anything else about it except that Soleil and the dark-haired woman in the mural are key to all of it. And like, Saint, that, like, thank you for pointing out the obvious. You didn't give us
any new information. Yeah, it's like, are you literally mansplaining this to me?
Yes, that's what I felt like.
Here's a picture, and let me tell you what is happening in this picture. You're like, yes, I have eyes.
That is
I also can see this. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Like, oh, Saint.
But he's like, Soleia then realizes that the dark-haired woman is not an older version of Aimee because there's some key physical differences, but it's also not Karis or Stray. So Soleia's like, I have no idea who this is. I'm like, well, none of that sounds helpful.
Yes. So we're back to square zero. Great.
Correct, except we've seen the Book of the Binding, and we know that there's going to be hundreds of shadows. So leaving the archivist, Soleia realizes she's being followed, and she uses her velour powers to run really fast. And then she hears Sylvan's voice calling out to her again. He wants her to come to him so they can renew the land, and mentions how there's more than one way to unleash the power he needs. And she's like, okay, I'll come to you and do whatever you want. And I'm like, did we not learn our lesson?
Yes. Don't do this. That's a bad idea.
No. I mean, I get you're trying to save the world, but also, Stray saved you from it last time. Like, you're away for 5 minutes and now you're going straight to Sylvan. How do you think this is going to go?
It's like, Stray's like, I just saved your ass from this. And you're, really?
It's like
a toddler, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I just cleaned up this mess. Can it please just stay clean and nice for like 5 minutes? Please. Of course not. Of course not. So the next Soleil, of course, is in Sylvan's dwelling because she has to go down there. And it's deep underground in this place called the Round Room. And he knows that she's seen the book. Of course he does. And Soleil also notices that Sylvan looks a lot more ragged than he did the last time when she saw him in the depths. And she's like, oh, his power is starting to wane. Like, he doesn't look as like hot and pretty and sexy. He's like looking old and decrepit and like ragged, like yucky. And she can also tell that he's connected to all the gold chains again. And those are the chains that basically feed Sylvan energy from the mind. Anthracite? Is that what we're calling it? Yeah, anthracite. Basically, you know, remember where all of his children are? And they're all maintaining this power for him to keep him alive? Yeah. And according to Sylvan, Bastian is getting worse and that their bond is killing them. He's like, you need to break the bond. Like, you just embrace the sensation of when it happens, because breaking a bond with a siphon will inflict the greatest pain and the greatest bliss all at once. He's like, it will give you freedom and power, and like, don't you want that? She's like, no. But then he also claims the people that Soleil saw that were in the Book of Binding are his followers along with hers. And he believes that Soleil is the light. And Sylvan also claims that this dark-haired woman is actually just a ghost of the past. And then he's like, one day I'll tell you all about her. We're like, uh-huh.
That's odd.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and also he's like, and now, my darling, my Soleil, you're basically free to roam all around while you stay with me. Like, this is a weird, like, kidnap, but like, I want you to love me and like, you be free, but don't leave me. Like,
but I'm also watching
weird.
you.
But I'm watching you everywhere. Like,
yeah,
sure, you can go off and run around, but I'm watching. Just creepy. Just no thank you. And so then Soleil's next stop in Sylvan's palace, because now she gets to just like walk around, but she gets an implant. And she's like, okay, I guess I'm going to have it in the same shape as a mouse. Because I'm like, oh, Mercutio. It's a little nod to you, buddy. But like, she basically is not allowed to not have this implant while she's down there. So she's like, well, I'm stuck with it. Might as well make it something cute.
for a little air tag.
True. Yeah. Yay. Mouse
So
tag.
Oh, a little mouse tag. I like that. So later, Soleil finds a piece of paper under her door telling her to demand the truth, but she doesn't know what it means. And I'm like, what's a girl got to do then? Storm back into Sylvan and demand to know what's changed. I'm like,
Holds this letter up and goes, I have to demand the truth. Tell me.
tell me. Well, a mutual friend told Sylvan that Soleil is the future and how he can restore the land and everything else. And it's Cassia. And I was like, I liked you, then I didn't like you, then I kind of liked you again in the last book, and now I don't know.
We have
At
such a
this
complicated
point.
relationship with her.
Very much so.
I don't know.
Well, she's in rough shape. She has a broken arm. Half her face is covered in bruises. And Sylvan's like, well, the assault was necessary. And I'm like, says every abusive person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he claims it was to ensure Cassia was being truthful. But he knows she's telling the truth now, so he allows her to be healed. I'm like, she's literally like a truth minder. Like, she has to tell the truth.
Yeah. Like, dude.
Did you need to hit her? And Cassia told Sylvan that Soleil needs to sever her bond with Bastian because she's seen the good that will come of it. And Soleia won't have to age Aimee, and she'll be able to live out her life with her family, which is what Soleia wanted all along. And Cassia believes that Soleia's time in the depths with Sylvan will give her the clarity she needs. And that's when I was like, hold please. You are being vague as fuck, and you are very intentional with your words. What is going on here? So I was like,
Truth teller or truth bender? To be like,
correct. She's like, it's like the interference line that we've talked about in other books. She's like walking it perfectly straight. I'm not interfering, but I'm not interfering.
Yeah.
Take what you will from what I say.
Yes.
So, and then because we love to throw lots of world problems on like 19, 20-year-olds, Soleia is the only person who can save this land. And I'm like, this poor woman, she's had such a rough life, and now she has to save the world. But in order to break her bond with Bastian, she only needs to say that she no longer loves him and means it. And I'm like, that's it?
That seems too easy.
I know. I thought it might have actually been a trick, like not real.
Yeah.
Until we learned that, like, obviously Sylvan has broken his bond. But I was like, well, how would he know if he was never bonded to someone? Anyways.
Right.
So I thought at first it was like kind of like a trick that Cassia was like, just say it and mean it, and then it happens.
Yeah.
But then Sylvan also shows them both another set of hidden words that talk about a mountain breaking light and dark parting ways, the sun coming to the mountain, the land being reborn, and Sylvan thinks this is about him and Soleia. And I was like, I think this is about Bastian and Soleia. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like, dude, I'm not interested in you. Like, this isn't about you.
Exactly. Plus, like, we've seen this shadows earlier in the book, and like Bastian literally broke a mountain. So, and then Soleia proclaims she'll never offer herself to Sylvan, but will stay here in prison for the rest of her life if that's what it takes. And I was like, hold on. You just said earlier, Soleia, that you were going to do what he wants. Now you'll never offer yourself to, like, what did you think was going to happen when you turned yourself into him?
Yeah, it's like, I don't think you understand, again, what this means.
I don't think she did either. And she does not, like, Sylvan does not love her response because she should be falling in love with him. Why wouldn't she?
How could she not? How could she not fall in love with this guy hanging by chains and, like, implanting her with little, like, mouse things? Like, and, how would you not love that?
And a baby daddy to, like, hundreds or thousands.
Yeah. He's like, I got my alimony paid. Don't worry about it. Like child support. Don't worry.
And Cassia's like, just give her some more time to process everything. The depths will soothe her. And I was like, are you the enabler? Like, at this point, I was like, are you just enabling the situation? Like, I don't know how to feel about you. I want to trust you, Cassia, but I also am like, are you about
fool
to
me once, fool me twice, fool me 20 times. Like, I don't know where I'm at.
Correct.
Yeah. So then, of course, if being apart from Bastian isn't hard enough on Soleil, she can't connect with Bella now either. She's like, what the fuck? Like, I can't get a hold of anyone. I can't feel him. I can't hear her. Like, she feels so alone. And it's like almost akin to the times where she literally spent days back in the Hearst cellar, like literally nothing at all with her. And now she's thinking back to her mother and how she remembers how her mother had to literally surrender Soleil to her father to prevent Soleil from being imprisoned in the tower like her sister Shara was. And this reference now making us wonder, is Soleil's mother going to make another appearance?
Like, are we ever going back to Sylvan?
Exactly. I'm like, I think like our timeline is up in terms of like how long we had to be gone. Almost. It's like I think they had like.
They said they could come back earlier. Like, they get to come back earlier now. But I don't think we're going there.
I know. Where's Stray's book going to take us?
Yes.
Not to Sylvan. But maybe it'll end with us going back to Sylvan. Who knows? That's in the future. And we're not seers, so we don't know. So days apparently pass now until Soleil decides to leave the palace and ends up running into Cassia. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, you're a traitor, like, once again. I'm like, I can't believe, like, what you told Sylvan. Like, we can't be friends anymore. But Cassia's like, listen, Sylvan sleeps for an hour every single night to replenish his power. And he can't see anything that happens during that time. Wink, wink. So Cassia's like, I want you, Soleil, to meet me somewhere during this time so that we can really talk. I'm like, You are the queen of finding the back alleys, I feel like. Like,
Yes.
for being someone who has to be truthful, you are so good at backlogging things. Like,
Yes.
hmm,
I agree.
I see you.
So when they meet up later, Cassia shares how she's come to realize the role Soleia needs to play, confirming that Soleia and Bastian are the light in the darkness. They
Mhm.
are the ones who need to play this key role in helping the peaks. However, Cassia doesn't understand how. And I'm like, that is not helpful.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean you don't know?
You need to do things. What things? I don't know.
Great.
Great. Great. She also mentions how Bastian grew stronger when they were attacked by Sylvan's minions in the garden. A fourth intruder was actually there and saw the shadow come from Bastian, meaning he can mirror and create a shadow image of himself, which is a skill only an Umbrancer can pull off. And I was like, oh, so Bastian is definitely an Umbrancer. And then
Definitely
Cassia,
a shadow daddy.
definitely a shadow daddy.
Mhm.
Yes. Cassia
Yes.
also points out that the dagger Stray gave Soleia will serve a bigger purpose at some point, making us question once again, like, is Stray a seer? She makes it clear that she never told Soleia or never told Sylvan that Soleia would sever her bond with Bastian, only that she needs to do it. And I was like, word games. I got you.
Yes.
And then back at the palace, creepy Sylvan wants to see Soleia again, and he's attached to, once again, his creepy chains. Blah.
Ugh.
In my mind, they're like gold. And he's like wearing all white, and it's just, ugh. And he has chest hair coming out of his, like, he's just like very, like, almost like Fabio, but like, an old creepy Fabio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he started out sexy and then he just kind of did not age well.
No.
Yeah.
He also doesn't like it that she looks sad because he's given her everything she could want, in his opinion. And Sylvan's also pissed that Soleia still is Bastian. And I was like, she's been down here for like a couple days? Like, what? And
like, what do you mean? Of course I'm still in love with him.
Yeah. And he reveals that he loved a Siphon a long time ago. They were bonded similar to her and Bastian, but she died. And it was the greatest thing that happened to him. And also, Soleia, you have a few days to change your mind. And I'm like, or else? That's how it felt, like, or else.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, this feels bad. This feels like a threat. Am I under a threat right now? Oh, yes. I don't like this. Yay. When she's in her room, Bella can finally communicate with Soleil and learns that Bastian is hanging on by a thread. Bella apparently can't reach out to Soleil when Sylvan is awake because he is literally blocking their connection somehow. And that's also when Soleil realizes she needs to use her Farsight power then to try and connect with Cassia. So she's connecting with Cassia now. There's another mural that she has learned about from Saint, and it actually tells more of the story of what has happened ever since everything has gone down. So since Bastian brought down the mountain, the two of them were attacked in the gardens. There's Bastian in bed. There's someone lying on the floor in the round room with a woman in a violet dress standing over a body with Stray's dagger. So we're like, these are a lot of murals.
Yeah.
Like every depiction is exactly something that has happened, except for the future. So like we know already about Bastian bringing down the mountain. We know already about the two of them getting attacked in the gardens. We're like, okay, so this other stuff is very much futuristic. Who is a person on the ground? I mean, they're assuming now that the man that's being portrayed is Sylvan, perhaps. But the very last painting that they see is all black. I'm like, that doesn't give us any clues. Don't know what happens in a black painting. What is this?
And I would say like a painting of a mural of the future that's all black does not sound great.
No, that sounds like the end of the world.
That's what I thought. I was like,
gone,
oh,
bye.
Great.
You're like, oh, that's not good. So Soleil is feeling very down and not good. And she tries to use Stray's dagger now on herself, but it turns to black mist when she tries to pierce her skin. And according to Bella, Bastian's power is being shared with Soleil because they are tethered mates. So Soleil might not actually be a shadow wielder, but she has got some of the abilities now, which is perhaps why she can use the shadow blade. But Soleil and Bella are basically like, we need to find out what's going on with Bastian. And Soleil has Bella show her what Bastian looked like last when Shara saw him via, Shara's girl. What's her name again?
Maud.
What do we call her? Maud. Oh. See, it's been so long since we've talked to Maud, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's not great. It's not great.
No.
Maud is showing Shara. It's bad.
So 4 days later, a box with a violet dress arrives, and a card from Sylvan is delivered to Soleia. And there's a lot that happens in the round room. Every time it said round room, I read red room.
Oh, yeah.
So in my mind, that's not the kind of room you want with Sylvan. Anyways.
No. But I was like, dress. The dress. It's the dress.
I know. I was like, okay, shit's about to get real. The guards, like, Soleil goes in, she's wearing the dress. They attach one of the gold chains to her hand, and she's unable to remove it. It will bring bone and tendon with it if she tries to pull it. And I was like, what kind of magical fucking torture chains are we do we have here?
Because at first I was like, ooh, a gold chain to you. I'm like, that's kind of sexy. But I'm like, wait, wrong person. It's not sexy.
Yeah, wrong person. And that sounds very, no.
Painful. No, thank you.
And also, how do you get them released then?
Yeah.
I had questions. So then Sylvan shows up and declares that tonight will be the most important night of her life. And I'm just like, all I thought of was, you know, those times we've read in other books where they're like, men think they're going to ruin you for all other men. That's what I thought of here. And I was like, sure it will, Sylvan. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
And he claims the dark-haired woman in the mural is his tethered mate, Valeria, and he believes she's in the mural because her death and shattering of their bond created the cold of the peaks and the beauty of the depths. And I'm like, you killed your mate? Like, that's when I was like, oh God, he's crazier than I thought.
Yep.
Because his gift of manipulating the weather was strong when she was alive, but grew even more powerful when the bond was severed, when he killed her. Because he knew he could never admit to not loving her. So instead, he killed her. And I'm like, you are super fucked up. I love it.
Oh, yeah. So, it makes her a really good bad guy.
Really great villain. In his crazy-ass mind, he believes she's still alive because her power is part of him now. Just like Bastian and Soleia's powers will become one. And then the guards bring in Bastian, who's wearing all white. And I was like, oh, God, this is Queen all over again. It's like in my thought, I was just like, I can't.
Like, please don't sacrifice him. Please don't. No, thank you.
And Bastian mentions how Shara sent a friend in Mercutio, and I'm like, where's the mouse? What's going on? What's he gonna do? And then Sylvan gives Soleil an option. Break her bond with Bastian, save his life, or kill him.
Oh.
Great. And then Bastian tells Soleil to do what has to be done to save the land because he's already dying. And he tells Soleil to use the blade that Stray gave her before Sylvan does. And that's when Soleil's like, it all kind of comes together like a beautiful mind. Like the puzzle is like, oh!
You're like,
and she plunges the blade into Bastian's chest. And then his body vanishes. And I was like, what is happening? I know. I was like,
again, hey, Riley, did you
kill him? Is he a mirage? Like, what is going on? A surge of power consumes Soleia, and then she's free from the chains because Mercutio has been like chewing on them. And then I'm like, how did Shara know to send Mercutio? I still have lots of questions about you. And then Bastian shows up. Soleia stabs Sylvan, but she can't kill him yet. And then she ports them home. And I'm like, what? Huh! Much is going on here. And Sylvan's still alive.
Yes.
That's the worst part.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys forgot something. Still alive.
Well, they can't kill him because it's like, who's going to take over? But I'm also like, God, why is he still... It's like Colas. It's like, why are you still alive?
Yes, exactly. So then she wakes up in the manor. Shara and Stray are there and mention that Thorne is checking on Bastian to make sure he hasn't suffered any other side effects, from going into the depths. I'm like, oh, God. So Stray then shares how the three sisters have been very busy removing all the implants and trying to sway Sylvan's followers, but the obsidian sky re-implants the people. I'm like, that's a lot of problems because as soon as you make some progress, like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, you're like,
I feel like that's like when you talk to someone who believes crazy things in the world right now, and then you finally get them like on the truth train, and they're like, yes, and then like 20 minutes later, they see something on Facebook and they're like, but back to the crazy land. And I'm like, for fuck's sake.
No, we were so close. We were so close to clarity. And you just keep fucking it up. God.
Yeah.
So it's chaos down there in the depths. And it's also chaos on the surface because people are hungry. Food is not coming back up from the depths. So Evan Graves has now literally locked himself inside the council palace like a little baby, honestly. Oh, and Aimee and Karis apparently aren't really gone. They're just hiding, so that's good. But apparently Stray was the one who sent them away the night of the attack. So basically the solution now to everything is to try to now get the seer from the depths up here and find out what else she knows. Like, that would have been helpful to know, like, sooner, maybe? Because then we could have just grabbed her on our way out.
Or give me all the information that Aimee and Karis are fine.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, oh, what do you mean? Like, you helped them escape. Where are they? Who are they with? Like, what? Are they around? Are they in Cravan? I don't know. And then Stray, of course, is like, oh, wait, I'm not done yet. I got a couple more bombs to throw on you. Just hold on. Buckle up. Apparently, when Soleil used the dagger on Bastian, and he died, it severed their bond. We're like, what?
What?
I'm sorry, what? What? Shadow daggers can't kill an Umbromancer. That's good. But he did cease to live technically for a minute because it was the moment that his power reached its full potential. So we're like, wait, is this all working? Is this a plan? And that's when Soleil realizes that she can't connect with him anymore. But Shara's like, your bond needs to just be rebuilt. So now I'm like, wait, how are you going to rebuild that bond? I'm okay with this. And apparently Soleil doesn't need to worry about how much Bastian loves her because he actually made a deal with Sylvan's people to go to the depths for one more chance at seeing her. And he did. And he's like, of course he loves you. He went down there into the depths, not knowing he was going to make it out alive. That's love.
Yes.
That's love.
Not the creepy stuff that Sylvan has.
No.
So Stray brings the seer, Madame Leroux, to the manor, who does not want to be there. She's been brought against her will.
Which you kind of feel bad about. You're like, oh, sorry.
But if she also would have been helpful the first time in the last book, we wouldn't have to do this.
Exactly.
And she knows that Soleil and Bastian have broken their bond to prepare for the end. And I'm just like, the end and then the black mural. And I'm just like, this does not sound great. It sounds super ominous. Like, what's going on? So according to the seer, Aimee isn't the weapon. She's the ammunition. The weapon is something Soleil and Bastian possess together. And I'm like, that also not helpful. And then she tells Soleil to ask Stray about how to use Aimee's powers without destroying her life because Stray knows the way. And I'm like, because Stray is a seer. How does she know what she knows? Because she knows legit everything. And so does Shara, though. Like, there's something tied to the two of them. And that the person
Unless literally it's like Mercutio and Nero are like really good at their jobs.
Like everywhere all the time. I don't know. And that the people who brought Soleil to the peaks as a child knew that she would one day change the land and that the hearse would be horrible to her. And I was like, are we trying to make her feel better? Because, like, I'm sorry. That didn't make me feel better. Now I'm pissed. Yeah,
it's like, I don't like, I had fond memories of that person, and now I don't.
Now I don't. Now I want to stab them.
Yes.
Go on Bella's side. So, apparently, Stray knew that Bastian and Soleil breaking their bond was best for the land and took her to see Selleck along with Bastian because that's where Aimee and Karis have been hiding out. And while Soleil doesn't have to age Aimee, she wants her to take Aimee's powers via a conduit. And I was like, okay. We have learned about a couple new, like, tethered powers. You mentioned this Book of the Binding. I'm going to need the Book of the Binding, K.A. Riley. I'm going to need a list. I'm going to need descriptions. I need to know all these prophecies. Please. You write. I give you money. I read.
Yes. Gimme.
So Stray wants to have Aimee's powers taken via this conduit, which would cause Aimee to revert back to, like, a normal, so someone without powers, and would make Soleil the new lightbringer. I'm like, okay, like, this actually makes sense. So she takes Aimee's powers, and then she needs to renew her bond with Bastian before they confront Sylvan. Like, that's, like, the plan. I'm like, okay. That's when we also learn that Stray had a right to ruin, asking for the conduit to be sent to her. So she's now sacrificing herself for the good of the land. Because the conduit's going to take her back to ruin. I'm like, okay, well, I like that because I'm going to need another book probably at this point. That's what I'm thinking, right? We know it's coming. And we're probably going to get some enemies to lovers, which I'm going to love. Lovers to enemies to lovers.
Back again. That's like a Taylor Swift song, I feel like.
Yes. like an album.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also like, but could a man sacrifice himself for the good of the land for once?
Right? Yeah, come on. Why does it
Could
have to
he?
be women?
I mean,
That's
I
because
guess
we get
Thorne
shit
did
done.
die.
I mean, true. And technically Bastian died for like a minute.
Yeah. But I'm like,
Technicality.
Technicality. Give it to a woman, it'll get done well. So this
Mm-hmm.
transfer of power works, and then Soleia finally understands how addictive this type of power could be to someone like Sylvan, which I think is a interesting take on just the world in general about how power is very addictive, and people who get power tend to want more and more.
Mm-hmm. You also point out how much of a tethered power it sucks to be a conduit.
Right, like you can't do anything else.
Like no one wants to be around you. They're like, no, don't take my power. But like he can't keep it for himself. That's what sucks.
Right. I'm like,
So it's
what?
like not like a blade. I'm like, you don't get to have any actual power other than stealing other people's powers and giving them away.
Yeah.
It sucks.
You're like the intermediary.
I would hate to be a conduit. That would, no thanks. Okay, but now we're going to get another spicy scene where Bastian and Soleil have sex to renew their bond. And you're like, yay, finally. And he uses his fucking shadow powers on her.
I just,
I'm like,
like,
oh. Yes. We were
yes.
waiting for this.
We were rewarded for our patience.
Thank you so much. And so after we're done shadow fucking, yay. The next day, Bastian and Soleil are preparing to kill Sylvan and spend the rest of their lives in the depths. Dun dun dun. And Soleil will be the new lightbringer. They're like, okay, this is the game plan. We're going for it. Let's do this. And then Bella makes a little vague comment now about how she understands the cryptic messages about the shadows and the murals and knows what needs to happen when they reach the depths. So I'm like, that's a breadcrumb. What's going to happen later? Like, ooh, Bella, you sneaky lady, you. Which I also love. Like, oh, Bella, you're the best. So now, Bastian and Thorne have been working on sending these little, like, mosquitoes down into the depths to counteract the effects of Sylvan's implants and that drug that Sylvan pumps into the air. And I'm like, okay, ew, number one. Like, I don't like mosquitoes anyway.
I don't either.
But I also, like, want these mosquitoes to bite as many people as they can.
But
because
not
when
me.
they break them. But not me, no. Because now, when they do that, it'll allow all the people down the depths to awaken to reality of what's actually happening. So now, theoretically, at this point, everyone in the depths should be awoken by the time Soleil comes back down there and confronts Sylvan. But Soleil feels like, this seems too easy. I don't know. I'm also like, you're not wrong. I also feel like this is too easy. And Soleil is also like, of course, gonna end up being captured because it was too easy. She ends up being captured by Sylvan's minions and taken down to the depths before their plan can actually come to fruition. So it's like, well, shit.
Great. Yeah.
That's not how that was supposed to go down.
Not at all.
Again, too easy.
Too easy. So we get to the depths. Sylvan claims that Soleia is a traitor for taking a siphon as her mate, but they should show her mercy because she's going to give him all of her powers. And I feel like if I was her, I'd be like, what the fuck am I about to do? No, 0 out of 10. No.
Thank you. I did not agree to that.
Do not agree with this. The crowd is blissful at this because Soleil realizes that Sylvan still has them under the control and she sees Saint in the crowd. But she's been subdued, so she's struggling to use any of her powers. The guards attach those chains to her once again and stab her. And she's now like tethered directly to Sylvan. And then Soleil realizes she's not the sun, but the darkness. And then she calls from one shadow come two, from two come many to reveal the underside of the mountain. And shadows awaken each of the people in the depths, allowing them to see Sylvan for what he really is. I thought this part was so cool because I did not expect any of this stuff to happen.
No.
And then the shadows come together in the shape of Bastian, who's ready to kill Sylvan for hurting Soleia. Oh!
He will burn the world for her.
I know,
shadow
literally.
The world.
Loved it. And then the shadows do finally kill Sylvan, so he really does die for good. Thank God. He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bella appears because she's going to take Soleia's place. And replicas of Bella's are created. Because Bella has forged a shadow army, just like the one that Soleia saw in the Book of Bindings. And I was like, don't give them knives.
Oh my God, they'd be so stabby. It'd be so bad. But I'm also like, Holy shit. I did not see that part
I
coming.
did not either.
Did not.
Because
Which is
using
what
the
I love, honestly,
I
about,
do too.
real quick, I love this about K.A. Riley and all of her writings. Like, just when you think you figured it out, it's not all what you thought. You're like, wait, what?
I
Bella is
know.
the Shadow Army? What do you mean?
What do you
It's
mean
great.
she can be a person?
What? Many
Bec-
people? What?
what? So, using the conduit to absorb Aimee's powers meant Bella absorbed them too. And because Bella is a part of Soleia, it allows her to stay in the depths and provide all the powers, like power needed to power the depths and the surface. And then Cassia is going to be the ruler. And I'm like, is that the best choice? They are going to have elections though. And Saint's going to help organize those elections. So Bastian and
Before
Soleia
he
can
dies.
before he dies, I guess. Good point.
Yeah.
And then Bastian and Soleil can live their lives, go to Cravan with Shara and Thorne at some point. And then the sisters have freed all of the children that were in the mines, like, so they get to go home to their parents. And I'm like, this, I like this.
Like
I
this.
like where we're headed with this. Yeah.
This is a good happy ending here. Okay. Okay. Also, I kind of feel like can Saint get a little bit of like a redemption arc now? Like he's kind of done some good stuff. Is there an
Yeah.
anti-aging thing? Like, can you get some
I
like
don't think he
cream and rub it
deserves
on?
it.
I mean, he doesn't, but he's trying.
Yeah.
Maybe he won't die a horrible death.
Yes. I would
Maybe.
allow that.
I can allow that. Yeah. So meanwhile, someone else is dead, and it's Evan Graves. He's dead because
I
a
was
mob
like,
stormed.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. We're like, okay, you deserve to die a painful death. A mob stormed the council palace basically, and people don't like what Evan Graves is doing. Go figure. But Bianca is going to help rebuild the peaks and facilitate an election up there in the coming weeks. And you're like, okay, good for you, Bianca. All right. And there has been announced that there will be no more cullings and that siphons will no longer hunt blades. And all blades are welcomed into society again. And any acts of aggression will not be tolerated. Very nice. Very good. Soleil then goes with Shara and Thorne to see the hearse to get back that huge trunk, like treasure trove of money that her father sent with her to the peaks. And unsurprisingly, they're still assholes. They have the money. They're like, here, you can take it, like whatever, blah, blah, blah. But turns out Bella has apparently been threatening them for hours upon hours upon hours, promising to kill them. They're like, just take your evil voices with you and go. And Soleil's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I
Bella.
love that. Just harassing them to
Yes.
death. Like, and they're like, just take the evil voice. Just take it and go. It's like Poltergeist, but it's Polterbella.
Oh, I love that.
That's so good. That's funny. So basically, they get all their money back, which is really, really nice. And the hearse get what's coming to them. So now we have our epilogue. It has been 7 days as they are sailing. And Soleil finds out that Bella is still with her. She's like, what? What? You're still here? And Bella's like, yeah. I mean, I could create so many of me to like manage everything in the depths. Of course, I could make one to send back with you, to be with you, Soleil, because you'd be so lonely without me.
Hearts.
It's like, oh, Bella, bestie, love you
I
too,
love that.
girlfriend. Yeah, so good.
But I'm also like, that's a lot of Bellas. Like, who's in
It's
charge
a
of
lot
them?
of Bellas. Yeah, is there like one Bella to rule them all? Or is that what
In a
Cassie is
house-
supposed to do?
Right? And good luck with that.
And good luck, because Bella's a bit stabby. So
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay. Hot and steamy. This felt like a 3.5.
Yeah, we can always use more.
Yeah. I was gonna say 3, but we got the shadows, so then it like
The shadows
bumps
upped
it up.
it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. So chapter 9, Bastian goes down on Soleia in the garden.
Hmm.
You are a tease, Mr. Maddox. I know what my lady wants, he replies, looking up at me, his hot breath stroking me with where his tongue has just been. You are everything to me, you know, everything. And not just because you're currently on your knees before me. And I was like, oh, I like, yeah.
But also, yes, please. And then we get chapter 10, where Bastian continues to go down on Soleil. Thank you. And she returns the favor. And then he fucks her. Yes. And he literally is like dying at this moment. I mean, not dying, not literally dying, but he's just like, oh my God. He's like, Soul, this wasn't the plan. It wasn't your plan, I tell him, but I've wanted it all day. Are you going to deny me my favorite pastime? And with a mischievous growl, he shakes his head. Fuck no. If it makes you happy, how am I to deny you anything? I stroke my tongue over the glorious topography of protruding, gorgeous veins. That's a good boy.
I know. That's a good. I was like, I've not seen that line used a lot.
No, we've only seen that, a couple times. But I loved just the description, the glorious topography of protruding, gorgeous veins. I'm like, so he's got a veiny dick.
Yeah.
That's what we're finding out here.
Another way to say it. Well, because it's like, I feel like when you say cock or dick or pussy like too much, people are like, why do you say that? I'm like, what else do you want us like authors to say?
Else? Yes, but
this is another way.
Glorious topography of protruding, gorgeous veins. Okay, cool. Yeah, love it. So that was pretty good. And then we have chapter.
That's about to become a social graphic.
Right.
You could say veiny dick, or
yes, very good. And that's a good boy. Okay, and then we get chapter 48, where Bastian and Soleil have sex, and he uses his shadow magic. Yes, so good. Fuck, I moan. This is too good. Fuck is right, Bastian says, then releases me, moving around the bed until he's behind me again. He slides onto the mattress and bends me forward while the shadow's tongue continues to work my clit. I nearly let out a piercing cry of pure ecstasy when Bastian thrusts himself deep again. I can't take this, I rasp. It's too fucking good. You're both going to end me. There will be no end, Bastian growls into my ear, withdrawing to tease me once again. This is only the beginning. I can taste you through him, soul, and it is so fucking sweet. I feel your pleasure. I feel you lingering on the verge, but holding back. But I want you to come for me. I need it. Come and bring me with you. I want to savor your fall. I want to relive it as if it's the first time. And then I want to do it all over again. Ah.
Right?
Oh, Bastian.
Like,
I mean, first of all, like, amazing. Like, yeah.
Like shadow daddies
shadow
are like
version.
a white shoes.
Exactly. Honestly, I'm like, how many of himself can he make at this point? Like,
Correct.
You can make one extra. Is it like a Bella situation where like you can make hundreds of you, or is it just like 3 of you? Like
Pierce on the Never list.
Right? Like, my goodness.
I know. Nyctos can't, he can't make a version of himself. He can just use his shadows to do other things. So that's why I'm also like, can Bastian use his shadows to do other things too?
I mean, he can definitely use them to make another him and fuck her. So I don't see why not.
We're here for it. Thank you for the shadow daddy.
Mm-hmm. But I do have a question though.
Yes.
Is the shadow daddy's penis also a glorious topography of protruding gorgeous veins? How could you tell if it's a shadow? I don't know.
I would assume though, because they said it's a mirror.
That's true. Okay.
So I would assume that's a yes. Okay.
I'd assume so.
Time to theorize. We got a lot of theories. Starting with, is Shara a member of the Sisterhood? Originally, we did not think so. So prior to this book, we were like, obviously no. And now I'm like, maybe. Because, like, why does she have the calling cube? It's supposed to allow the Sisterhood to call upon members when they need help. That description makes me assume that only leaders within the Sisterhood would have a calling cube.
Yes. It's like showing your membership pin, but being like, I'm not a member, but I have a membership pin. It's like...
Correct. How does that work? How did you get that?
Yeah, it's like...
Why do they listen to you?
Yeah.
So, is it possible that she is actually a member of a leader within the Sisterhood? Because she knows a lot of them very well, and she's engaged with them on different occasions and different locations.
Yeah, I think so. 100%.
We don't know what her and Thorne have been up to.
Mm-hmm. I think we also need a book on that. You know,
yes.
We need like a little like in between.
A novella.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so now, was Bastian always going to be an Umbermancer? Okay. First up, we are always here for a shadow daddy. Of course. Like, yes. And Bastian has always given us some shadow daddy vibes, minus the actual shadows, up until now. So we are theorizing that this power was always deep inside of him, but it started to surface, of course, as the bond between him and Soleil grew. So now we're kind of like, are the other like tethered people, tethered couples, are they gonna have more powers come through them? Like Thorne and Shara, like has that actually happened and we haven't been told about it yet? Like they are tethered. Do they have new powers deep inside of them coming out?
Correct.
I think so.
So starting with, is Shara a seer? She claims to have visions of the future along with Thorne. She does not admit to being a seer. I think this is a technicality, and there's another tethered power in this book of bindings that's not technically a seer, but allows you to see into the future. Otherwise, how do the two of them know so much about what needs to be done, like in the minutia of details? Like, I will need to send
Shara's
Mercutio.
power? Is that Shara's power that she got from being like tethered?
That's what I'm
she
wondering.
Got the seer power.
Yes. Yeah. Or like another type of power, kind of like the conduit. Like we know that siphons can rate and blades can like steal powers, and the conduit is kind of like another version of that power but different. Is there another version of the seer but different?
Like an intuitive power.
Yes, or you can only see like so far into the future. You can't see the whole future, but you can see the next like 3 months, or only people you touch. Or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Some like very specific detail that alters it. True.
And if I had the book of the bindings, I would know.
I would know. And speaking of, is Stray a seer? I mean, towards the end of the book, Cassia claims that Stray isn't a seer, but same thing. It's just not technically that like one little detail that makes her it. Because, I mean, it's got to be a lot more than having Nero just flying around giving her all the info. Yeah. Like, how did she know to give Soleil the shadow dagger? Or like, how did she know they were going to be attacked in the garden? I'm like, there's so many things
Nero can't see those things.
Yeah. I'm like, and the murals being depicted like in all those scenes. I'm like, there's just gotta be a lot more going on, and a bigger role is going to be like revealed to us, I feel like, in the next book. Like, there's more.
There's more. So will Stray and Ruin fall back in love? 1,000%. At least we hope so. We want lovers to enemies to lovers. We're hoping from some serious hate fucking. Like, I want hate sex to occur. No love sex, like hate sex. And then I want them to fall in love.
Yeah, it's like hate sex, I miss you sex.
I love you
back
sex.
in love. And then having a fight sex. And then back to like it's like he's trying to turn her in or something, and they're too busy fucking. I don't know.
We have requests.
Yeah, exactly. Take notes, please. Also, okay, who is this mysterious woman who can end the world? So, based on that brief description that Stray gave about her, it doesn't sound like someone we have met before. So, are they in the next book? Right? We are also questioning if she might be someone we already know. So, as we always know, Kay really likes to throw plot twists our way. Once you think you know how something's going to go, she completely changes it. So, as far as we know, there could definitely be like a horrible person out there who's going to just destroy the world that we haven't met. Or it's like the neighbor down the street that we thought was just like an innocent little bystander. And it's like, what?
Well, do you remember how remember when I went off a deep end and I was like, so like in the first 3 books of Thrall, right? When the palace kind of like gets torn down because like he explodes with all of his anger.
His dad and his mom, yeah.
Exactly. And they specifically talk about the bodies, and one of the ladies was not there. And I was like, where is she? Is she still alive? The one that lost her arm? What if it's her, Megan?
Oh.
Like, it has not been confirmed that she's dead. We haven't seen a body. We know that she was like trying originally to get Soleia. That's why Soleia had to go to Cravan, all these things. So what if she's still out there and she's this mysterious woman who can end the world? Just throwing it out there.
I think so. Could be.
I'd like to be unhinged.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So where are Shara, Thorne, Bastian, and Soleia headed? Obviously, they're supposed to be going to Cravan. As much as we would love to see Soleia reunite with her parents, we anticipate a detour is going to happen because the 4 of them that like chaos are going to want to help Stray at some point. So
What if it's her mother? What if her mother's the one who's going to end the world?
That would be bad.
Because, I mean,
Shit.
Soleil hasn't seen her mother in a long, long time, like if ever, honestly. And so it's like she doesn't really know what she looks like. So that description from Stray would mean nothing. She'd be like, I don't know. What if it's her mother?
That would be good, because there's a reason why her mother's been mentioned. Why would her mother destroy the world?
On accident.
Well, that feels... And
Who
the
knows?
daughters together have to work to save it. See, I'd read that.
Ooh. Yeah, see? There you go. Now, will we ever find out what Shara and Thorne were doing while searching for Soleil? Again, we wanted a little novella. We need more. We get tiny little tidbits of their adventures during the time in the book, but we just want to know more. We want more Thorne content. Like, come on. We want more Thorne sex scenes. Like, it's so great. Plus, okay, we have a strong suspicion there's more to what they've done that will have an impact in the future of all the other books. Like, we just need more information.
But also more rope scenes.
But yes, exactly.
Okay, in terms of what's next, if you love this book, highly recommend the Blood and Ash series, Flesh and Fire series. Similar age girl to Soleia, who's also been treated poorly throughout her entire life and starts to learn that everything she's been told is a lie. There's also Shadow Daddies. You're welcome. You may also enjoy A Taste for Lies by Elsie Whitehouse, Shield of Sparrows by Daphne Perry. Both books are enemies to lovers with a slow burn that reminds us like how kind of Soleia and Bastian started out.
And then join us next week when we dive into the world of contemporary romance and hockey romance. And we discuss Pucking Strong by Emily Rath. Happy reading, everybody.
Happy reading. Thanks for listening to Late Night Reads. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Late Night Reads Podcast. And check out latenightreads.com for even more information about all the books we're reading. If you loved today's episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And share the show with your fellow book lovers.